It's Jill here with the Hometown Homestead, and I did another awesome Azure pickup this week, and I wanted to let you in on some of the awesome things that I was able to buy and secure for my family while keeping the budget in check and actually saving us quite a bit of money over what we would pay for these products elsewhere. So if you're interested in bulking up your pantry, as well as how to do it on a budget and how possibly to go ahead and get some things secure and put away in case you're not able to find them as readily available as you have in the past, definitely check this one out because it's going to be good. And I picked up a few extra things that I don't normally get, like these beautiful little mandarins and some organic mozzarella, as well as raw cheddar cheese. And I want to tell you a little bit about what I've discovered about them already. So let's jump into it. Before we get into the food, I want to start by talking about the buckets. Because if you're going to buy in bulk and if you're going to stock up on some foods, the one thing you need to do is make sure you have some good food storage to go along with it. So I have 3 food grade buckets here that I got from Azure. They actually were about $3.50 more than I could have gotten the buckets themselves for at Tractor Supply. That said, these buckets are plain. They have really nice metal handles on them. And additionally, they don't have the big Tractor Supply logo on them, which I really don't want in my pantry. Not only that, they were delivered with my Azure haul, so it saved me another stop. So if you're looking for buckets as cheaply as possible, check out Tractor Supply. But when it comes to lids, Azure has them beat hands down. These lids were $23. Hold on, let me check. These lids were $23.58 for all 3, but at Tractor Supply, they were $13 each. So that is a really big savings in the lids alone, and it makes my buckets and lids come out cheaper from Azure than if I were to go get those lids from Tractor Supply and get the buckets there as well. So definitely make sure to get them. Now, if you're in the beginning of stocking your pantry, you can get a bulk pack of 12 buckets and lids, which I probably should have done looking back on it, and save even more money. So definitely keep that in mind. When talking about food storage, one thing that is super important is to make sure that you're storing in a way that's going to prevent any kind of insects or anything from getting in and ruining the money that you're putting up in food storage. So make sure to grab some oxygen absorbers because anything of the sort cannot live in an environment free of oxygen. So once you have a bucket that is sealed with a lid that's going to keep anything out of it, coupled with that oxygen absorber, you're good to go. Now, buying from Azure meant I actually saved a ton of money on these. I saved about $15 over what I was able to price them for on Amazon. So I got the 5-gallon bucket size of the oxygen absorbers for $6.05 for 12 of these 2000 cc oxygen absorbers. So it's a great place to get them, and then you know you got them on hand. Now that we've covered my bulk storage options, I want to talk about the big bags that I have back here. The first brown bag is the Azure Market rye. I got a 25-pound bag of rye, and it was $22.38. When I priced a comparable quality, which this is organic rye, but when I priced a similar one online, it was $64.95. And that meant that I saved $42.57 on that one bag. Now, I use a lot of rye in my sourdough starter because it really helps to pump it back up when it gets weak, but also when you're milling whole grains, the starter tends to not be as active. So I'm mixing half rye right now, and it's really helping to increase the quality of my sourdough starter. So I've been going through quite a bit of that, and I'm really excited to have that big bag here because I got my first bag from Amazon and it cost me a ton of extra money. Now, the next beauty back there, I've been waiting for a very long time, and I'm so happy to get it, and I might get another one next month. This is the Redmond's Real Salt. This is a 25-pound bag. I went through a 10-pound bucket in about a year last year, but I do plan to do some more canning and such this year, and I'm getting low on that. This was a much more economical way to get a bulk of salt in my pantry and be able to stock back without spending a ton of extra money. Actually, I saved a lot. This bag was $74.37. And when I looked to price it online, the same salt elsewhere, it was $105 at the cheapest place I could find it, which was directly from Redmond's. Prices went up to $135 at other suppliers when you included shipping. So the fact that I was able to get this for $74.37 was amazing, and is exactly why I'll probably grab another one just to put back. You can never have enough salt. I learned that forever. Actually, my father-in-law used to tell me that. So I'm going to grab another bag of salt and put that away as well. Now, moving on, I did grab a few things that really weren't a savings, but they were also no extra money. Things of that nature would include fair trade organic chocolate chips. They did come in a brown Azure Standard bag, but I actually, believe it or not, deleted off all of the chunk of my footage that I recorded of this same video before. And well, we actually already got these out and started eating them. They are delicious and they are not a savings. Like I said, they're pretty much the same exact cost. Actually, I'm wrong. I saved 75 cents on these over what I would have paid for the same pound of chocolate chips elsewhere. They were $8.24 for the organic fair trade dark chocolate chip. So these are really good. Other things that were pretty much a wash. I got 3 pounds of organic cabbage, and I also got 20 pounds of these beautiful Yukon Gold potatoes. We absolutely love these potatoes, and if you watch my previous videos, you know I planted a ton of them in my garden, which is why I didn't get another 50-pound box this time. I'm hoping that once we get through the 10 pounds of these, we'll be pretty close to having our own potatoes ready. So my goal is to not buy any more, but we'll see how that goes. My guys really love baked potatoes, and they're a really easy thing to throw in the Instapot during baseball season, which is where we're at right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if we end up grabbing another bag or two, but we'll just see. Price-wise, these are exact same as what you can get Target organic potatoes for right now. Same with the cabbage. It was actually 20 cents cheaper than what I could have got it for elsewhere, and the potatoes were an absolute wash. But where I'm at, I'm an hour from Target, and it came with my Azure order, so if I'm going to let somebody have my money, it's definitely going to be Azure over Target. If you know, you know. The next thing I grabbed is something that my kiddos have hit pretty hard already. These were organic mandarin oranges. I got 5 pounds of them, and they were $13. Oh, I wrote it here. $13.75. Comparable online, it was $20 for the same 5 pounds. Now let's get back to some savings. We started making pho or pho, however you say that, from my home canned beef broth and using some brisket that I had canned, as well as some pulled pork that I canned. When in doing that, we needed cinnamon sticks, and we started going through quite a bit. So these are organic cinnamon sticks, $6.09 for 4 ounces. That same 4 ounces elsewhere was $7.09 at the cheapest I could find. One of my best helpers is joining me to finish this out. So let's see what she can help us with. Say, what do you got? Can you hold it up? She has our sliced black olives. We actually go through quite a bit of these. I will put about a half can on our pizzas every Friday night. So these were $1.77 each compared to the $2.39 they would have been for similar quality at Natural Grocer for what I could find online. So we actually did have a pretty good savings on the olives. We saved $3.72 by getting the 6-pack at one time. Now we're gonna get into my splurges or new things that I wanted to try out for my family. This is a 5-pound block of raw cheese. This is cheddar. And this was a little bit more than I could have got it for at Sam's. Actually, more like twice the cost. It was $32.44 for the 10 pounds. But I don't get this quality when I get it at Sam's, and I wanted to try it out because I've been able to save so much money by shopping in bulk and planning ahead, and getting this quality is really doable, sticking within my $600 grocery budget that I try to keep myself to every single month right now. So not only am I able to stock up, hold on, baby, but I'm able to grab some extra ingredients that are a little bit above the quality that we've been able to get before. So when I price shop this online, and the most comparable price that I could find.
I was going to tell you something.
What?
Why do these have bumps?
Bumps? Because cabbage has bumps. You ready to be a listener? Okay. So when I was able to price shop this online, it was $6.48 for an 8 ounce of comparable raw organic cheese. Meaning that this would have been $64.80 when I multiply that out over the same weight for my block of cheese. So this really was a large savings, even though it was still an investment up front. The last thing, which I will tell you about, is my Rumanio Organic Mozzarella. So last night when I pulled this out for pizza, I was planning to shred it. And my husband came in, got a piece, and decided, oh, that's really, really good. It's really good. Way better than the mozzarella I was getting for Sam's for half the price. So 5 pounds at Sam's is $15. This block was $30.12 for for the same 5 pounds. Now, one difference is the cheese I was getting from Sam's has so much water that when I went to shred it, it like got gooey on my blade. Even if I froze it a little bit, it was still not to the texture that my food processor was able to handle. And I noticed as a result, I really wasn't getting very far with that cheese. So when I went to put it on my cheese, I was using a considerable amount of the block, like half of an entire 5-pound block, just to get through my 2 pizzas for Friday night. But last night we cut this off, and let me see here. I'll hold it up. I did use about half of this from last night. Ooh, but that was a whole lot of people taking a whole lot of cheese off. We also had 3 pizzas, and I put 3 cups of shredded cheese in the freezer off of this one block. Because the moisture content is so much lower than what I was getting, I'm able to stretch this way farther than the same stuff that I was getting at Sam's. So while you think initially up front that you're spending $15 more for the same 5 pounds, you're getting way more product because you're getting way less water in this block alone. When I went to look for a comparable price for this online, I was really blown away. What I have here is $60.24 for the 2 10-pound blocks, or $30.12 per 5 pounds. When I went to look at 5 pounds online, I could get 6 pounds for $105. That is absolutely insane. So comparing my $30 for 5 pounds to their $105 for 6 pounds for the same brand, the same company, the same exact cheese was amazing. So I have to say, if you do a lot of pizzas or even Italian and you're looking for a high quality cheese, this is the way to go. It shreds like a dream, and then you can freeze it once it's already shredded, which is what I'm going to do with the rest of this block this week. And this one, because if I don't shred it, it's so good, they're going to just sit around and eat it. So I am going to get this shredded and put away so I have it ready to go for our pizzas. We did get one more thing that I did not pull back out here, and it was a bag of chick starter. I got an organic chick starter for our chickens, and it was, again, a large saving. So if you're interested in animal feeds or you're looking for something of the kind, Azure's a great way to do it because that truck is already heading your way and you're not having to pay huge amounts to ship those bags of food. My chicks have loved it, and it really, really was nice to be able to get it all in one place at one time. They have all sorts of animal food, so definitely make sure that you check that out as well. Another thing I do want to touch on is the need right now to go ahead and bulk up your pantries. Even Azure is having a hard time with some supply issues and some things that I've really been wanting. I just got a notice in my cart today that the black beans that I was wanting to get for next time are no longer available in any sizes. I missed the 25-pound bag, so I had 5-pound bags set up, and now the 5-pound bags are gone, and so are the 40-ounce bags. These are the things we need to keep our eyes on and we need to be looking out for and planning ahead for. And this is exactly why it's important to have your pantry very well stocked. You never know in today's age when something is going to come or go and not be easy to get back. So if bulking up your pantry is something that you are interested in, I highly recommend that you check out Azure Standard. If you haven't used them before, I'll drop my link down in the comments. And it really does bless my family if you pick that link up and use it when you go start an account with them. We get $25 off our next grocery bill for every account that clicks my link, signs up, and then makes a $100 purchase within the next 60 days. So if you're interested in looking at any of that stuff or my favorites that I've shown on other Azure Standard hauls before, definitely make sure to do that, and we really, really appreciate it. If you have any questions or if you have any other favorites that I'm missing, please leave them below because I've had a really good time checking out new ingredients every single month that are finding their way to be staples in our family home. If you're interested in seeing how I incorporate these recipes or these ingredients into some recipes around here, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you back soon.